Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is race number 2 of Flat is Fast. This is the fan flats route, and yes, indeed, flat is fast. This is again category B. My goodness, I have struggled so hard in category B ever since I moved up about a month ago. And they've all been so rough, but they've all been super fun. This is not a long course. Each lap is about 3 miles. So there's a hefty lead in and then 3 laps. So we're looking at 12 miles or so. Nothing too crazy, but I did want to make sure, especially if you watched the stage 1 video, that I am with the group. I am in the group. I'm not off the back trying to get all fancy like some other pro Zwifters are. I just want to be in the group, and the name of the game is to finish with the group. So good group this morning. I will also note this is an early morning ride for me anyways. It's at 8:10 a.m. Sheesh, might as well be the middle of the night for me. So that's definitely a factor in this race. So very little warm up. I had a thing of fruit snacks and like a caffeinated gel about 20 minutes prior, spun around for 15 minutes or so, and yeah, then you jump right into a category B race where I've yet to finish with the group of all the B races I've done. So I'm just trying to hold on. I gotta tell you, the power-ups for this, as you can see, is the steamroller, the ghost, and the burrito. You might as well have no power-ups in my opinion, because they were kind of, I think Ghost is one of the dumbest things ever. Sure, it's kind of cool, or potentially is kind of cool. Other than that, I could care less about it. Steamroller, okay, that's decent on cobbles, but it doesn't last very long, and I would much rather have Aero or drafting boost. I think that would probably help me out a lot better. And then burrito, and not only that, I'm so inexperienced with these power-ups. I was actually reading about them this morning, laying in bed, debating on how badly I actually wanted to do this race. So, spoiler alert, should have stayed in bed. Meanwhile, we got a dude reaching out to me on a private message while we're racing and giving me all sorts of beta, which was sweet. So shout out to him, Rob Bain. Yeah, there he's the orange box there on the right. He's giving me all kinds of beta and kind of talking strategy with me a little bit. And poor guy might not realize I'm new to category B and I'm yet to finish with the group or even behind it. I've been finishing by myself. So he's given me some good tips actually. It was pretty helpful. So, and I am doing pretty good. I'm doing a lot of power, I feel. A little bit surgy, a little bit spiky, not entirely smooth. I'm still trying to work on that and just work on having more of a consistent power, especially on a flat course like this where you don't really need to surge, or you shouldn't really need to surge, maybe I should say. So I'm just doing my best, trying to stay in with everybody. It's going really well. We are going to watch the entirety of this race. I think it's quick enough. So I'm feeling pretty good overall, staying between 2.5 and at most 3.5 watts per kilo. And being such a flat course, it is pretty fast. We do have a good group of 79 riders in total. I don't know how many are with the group here, probably about 50 or so. Yeah, if I'm towards the back and there's about 50. So yeah, definitely a good group, a lot of potential to draft and not get dropped. So again, that's what I'm going for in this. That is my absolute hope and goal of just riding in category B. Another thing, I've been looking at my power curve a lot lately just to see how I'm doing, how I'm stacking up, which you always want to get stronger. I'm not really too worried about FTP anymore. I used to be last season. I really don't care about that anymore. I'm just racing. And honestly, probably focusing on a lot of content opposed to actual fitness. So I'm not doing any sort of workouts or anything. But nonetheless, looking at the power curve, I'm always trying to get stronger and increase my watts per kilo for 5, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it might be. But also in the events that I'm doing my absolute best to conserve as much power as I possibly can. So it's this like two-edged sword of, how do I get stronger and put out more power while also putting out as little power as I possibly can? So maybe I should just drop back down to category C and like really start pushing again, or just stay in category B and start pushing again. So I don't know. Something I'm kind of just thinking about lately. So field starts spreading out a little bit right here, and I'm like, oh man, like I don't want to get dropped, so I just get back in. Again, these power-ups are not particularly beneficial to me specifically. Not only that, the guy giving me beta is telling me to save a steamroller for the end, which didn't really... I didn't really want to hang on to a steamroller for the whole race. It just seems silly to me, but I don't know. Maybe he was messing with me. Heck if I know who this guy is, but no, it was pretty cool. So at this point, I have used a couple power-ups, and I've kind of found out where the banners are. So it's like, okay, you can use power-ups throughout the race. That's something I'm also working on, because a lot of times I get an aero boost or some sort of power-up. I'll just save it for the final sprint or something, and hope it actually is beneficial to me and to my racing. So about halfway through lap 2 here, and I'm getting pretty tired, man. Holding on with these B guys, it's tough. Definitely not easy. There's easy moments, sure, but I mean, if you start slipping off the back, it's just hard to catch in. It's hard to catch back up, and I mean, even at most, there's just a 3% pretty steady incline, and if I remember right, it goes like 1%, 2%, 3%, so it is fairly steady. It's not super long. Was my brightest moment in the stage 1 race, where I got dropped on it kind of spiked up to 3%. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that was lame, to say the least. So here's one point where I'm like, okay, it's getting pretty strung out here. I think people are just getting tired, and it's that slight incline, and it's starting to space out a lot. So it's like, okay, there's still some guys here. I can still kind of draft off them, but also I gotta put in an effort here. And again, it kind of comes down, this comes down to it every category B race that I do. It's like, okay, how badly do I want this? Do I want to stay in with them? And I'm trying to work with these guys. I use my steamroller on these cobbles. My power is definitely higher in this section than it was previously. Trying to close the gap. The group is 2 seconds ahead, and there's a couple stragglers. The guy who's giving me the beta, he is waiting behind. He's the avatar with the afro. Right in front of me now. Even then, he's 1 second ahead of me. So I'm trying. He's trying too. I catch up to him. But now look, they still got 3 seconds on us, 4 seconds on us. So around this point, like I'm doing everything I can. I know he's trying to help out. He actually did a race prior to this, the same stage. He did an A race, and dude, as I'm so appreciative of this like guardian angel waiting to tow me back. However, I let him down, and I got nothing left. I can't do it anymore. They were so close. So of course, hindsight being 2020, looking back, it's like, oh, if I only did one more dig, but like I didn't have anything left to dig out. So I messaged him. I'm like, man, I'm done. And he waits. So it was a pretty crazy split right there, and I was just didn't have it. So we kind of keep things moving a little bit. Look back at the standings. There's a small group of people 4 or 5 seconds behind us. We wait for them, or not wait for them. We just kind of keep it moving. I rest and get a little recovery in. He's right there with me. It was super awesome of him to do. So this total, what should be a frenemy, becomes like this guardian angel. And again, he's still messaging me directly. At this point, I've actually dropped my phone off the bike, so I'm doing like a public message back to him, to his private message. So I feel bad about that. He's like, hey, let's wait for these guys, and you want to try to beat them? I'm like, oh, absolutely, I'm trying to beat them. And then he kind of devises a strategy a little bit. He's like, hey, I'm going to go early in hopes that they follow suit, and then I'll pull back, and ideally I'll slingshot past all of them. and you know, take the victory for, you know, 46th place or whatever we're fighting for here. So let's see how it pans out. We got 1 mile left. Kind of rounding out the third and final lap of this, and no one's pushing too terribly hard, which is nice for me, I suppose, because we're all kind of cracked, and I'm assuming these couple of stragglers at some point cracked as well. So yeah, we're kind of gonna start duking it out here around this this final flat. And I'm doing everything I can. I mean, I got a ghost. You know, what am I going to do? There's no like real advantage to having a ghost, and it doesn't really pan out for me too well to have a, you know, go invisible for a couple of seconds. So yeah, inside half a mile, there's the finishing banner. We just got to go around. There's a hairpin turn. He goes for it, and nobody moves. Nobody moves at all. I increased the power a little bit. I mean, I should say the power does increase a little bit. Hook around, we got 0.2 miles left. It turns into feet here real quick. No one's really doing anything, so I use my ghost. I step on it. As soon as I step on it, the ghost stops, so that was super lame. And I roll across the line for, look at this, 34th out of 49 Cat B riders. So pretty good, I guess. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.